Okay, let's see here. Let's get these maxed out to better. I think we've already earlier dealt with that. Okay. Up here. I think we're going to bomb there with that. Yeah, I know. We have escorts. Boom, 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 boom. Good. Boom. I think I'm going to turn the audio down a bit. Settings, sound volume down just a bit. Hello Lancer, good to see you, my friend. And Pit Fiend. Hello, Dickie G, good to see you too. So, they've taken a heavy hit. What we're going to see about really targeting, though, is... Okay, rockets. You're shooting rockets at my tanks. Hey. Thanks for being a subscriber here. And you're going to pull back. You're going to come up. And they're going to be hit that hard, which is pretty damn hard. These guys are going to swap out here. Hey, Grey Knight. Ringo Blood. Don't know if I've seen you here before, but either way, good to have you here. Okay, that army isn't done yet. I would love another attack with that, but we've killed the light tanks. Now, here. I think these guys have both operated this turn. Yeah, I think this is the better option. Hello, Paul Winter. And kill it. Very good. Now I don't want to leave my artillery on the front line, so we're going to swap it out here with the Italians just to sort of hold the line. We're not going to be stupid in an attack with the Italians. Okay, so another one down. We are really hurting them here now. Okay, what we're going to be is clever. I really love these rail armored trains. They hit very hard. Very flexible in movement. We're actually going to move you back here. We're going to move you up to here and kill another army that's shattered. Nope, we're not going to punch deep like I want to. You were going to max out with reinforcements. Oh, and we're getting our heavy armor heading up to the front. Hello, Jaculius. Any of these guys, they can still attack. These guys can't reinforce more. These guys can, so we're going to max that out. Yeah, I think it's worthy. Even if we took a small hit. Small hit would have been relatively acceptable. Okay, now... Yes. Oh, can these guys? Yeah, these guys can prep. Hello, IKB, my friend. Very good to see you. Hope the trains are running on time. Push them back. I wish they... Well, pushing back is fine. Really wanted to kill them more. Now, okay, who can still operate down here? Okay, are you just too far away? Maybe? No, I think you've operated. Okay, but, well... Let's advance. Advance. Be ready for future operations. Ooh, very good, very good, very good. Yeah. I'd love to kill that army. Swap these guys out, get the Bulgarians up there. Oh, I probably should have waited on that, but maybe not. Ooh, no, that worked. That worked just fine. That worked very good. Okay, we have, like, earlier, almost got there. I think maybe next turn we may have a shot at that. Now, well, we need to get these guys forward. Yeah, up here. Keep our fighters up to strength. Now, partisans. Okay, we have the one that's sort of what I'm worried about. But he's covering that. They're going to be moving forward, so we'll move him up there. That is good. Now I'm also seeing some good opportunities down here. I want to get a second unit at least next to Chungking, or two. Ooh, that looks like a good attack. Okay, take him down. Took me down a little bit, but we're going to swap these guys out. I know it's just a core now. Okay, we'll hold. We'll hold. I won't be too aggressive. But they should be able to hold there for a while. Now here. Okay, 3. Hey, thanks for following the channel. Anyone who hasn't already, please do so. We're going to reinforce you. Because you're getting weak. You're getting weak. And you're getting weak. Be able to want to win the battle, and you're getting very weak. This may be Air Force reinforcement day. That is one of my targets. That is my other target. We're going to have some enemy air opposition. If we can take Chungking, we're going to free up all these Chinese units, and there may be, it may not mean a total surrender, but we're going to really free up a lot of stuff. Well, mentioning stuff up here, let's... Hey, Frere Oakenshield, very good to see you here, my friend. Okay, now we're gonna move you up, and... Oh, good, kill another air unit. Very good. Very good. 3, 2... We'll hit with the 3 the hardest. Ooh, and you're done. Okay, yeah, we'll move you up here. No, we won't attack. I was gonna be prepared to attack, but... We're going to... maybe wait on that. whole front. Like I say, let's see what we can do here. Yep, interceptors, escorts. We have only one fighter group available for escorts right now. They're going to take a hammering. Okay, good. Oh, only... Very good. Ooh, and they are gone. Unfortunately, they can't move it there. Good day? No. Okay. Now that leaves these two units for here. Okay, they are close enough to intercept. Hello, Neuhauser. Great to have you here. And dead meat. Also good to have you here. Okay. They're in their fortifications. I don't know if we can get these guys. They attacked? Yeah, I'm just making sure everybody, all the air power has attacked. Okay, yeah. A little more air power would have been nice, but I'm very glad to take that other unit down. Okay, so now we clear these up. Hopefully this will have the movement points next turn to get to there. But we will see on that eventuality here. Now, okay, we have a lot of air units, but we have a lot of bad weather, a lot of rain here. Let's see if we were to come to there. Very good. Ah, there's a carrier there. Okay. Well, that didn't quite take that down, but we'll... Hello, Arno. Very good to have you here. Okay, we got a carrier. We want to kill the carrier. It's in the range, so we can't use our... And it can't use its air, we can't use air. So, we have ships around here. Let's come in with a heavy cruiser. Okay, I think we'll withdraw to there. Let's come in with the battleship Yamato. Hit that very hard. Hit us a little bit. Now, okay, a destroyer. Well, at least we know he's there. See if we need to put some torpedoes into them. Okay. These guys were going to sort of hide out here for the moment because they're losing their escort. Yeah, I guess we're just going to come in Hit them. Very good. Okay, they've retreated up to there. Well, we'll see what we can do with surrounding them. Oh! Well, we found some American subs. And we have sucky anti-submarine capabilities. Well, at least we harmed them a little bit. And these guys, maybe they can come and sink a carrier. What was it? Maybe somebody knows in chat. There was, I think, 3 or 4 carriers killed by submarines during the war. At least one of them was, and maybe even 2, maybe Japanese one, and one of the US ones was already basically sort of floating wrecks being towed. That sort of like what's happened here, I would guess. I'm gonna move up there just in case. Could bring in some reinforcements from there. Okay, yeah, I don't remember. Okay, get there and come there. Very good. Don't know whether I should try to mess about in the jungle with these guys or put them back on ships and try to do another landing. Now, Singapore is being a bit tough. Well, let's see what we can do by bringing in these guys somewhere where they're not in the rain. Okay. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, well, max those out. Now, I'm changing my mind from that attack to I'm going to reinforce the situation in Hawaii. Not sure that that's the best call, but what we're going to do. Now, these guys, we are really, as you can sort of see here, suffering morale problems and some of these units air wing strength. So we're going to try to get these back to, I don't know if these ports will be enough capability to replenish that or not, but we're going to start heading these guys back somewhere where we can replenish some of that, including general strength. One at the end of World War II by an American sub, Sea of Japan, I believe. It was the Taiho or something. Yeah, the Taiho was one of the ones I was thinking of, and that was the Japanese one. The Taiho, very interesting carrier. Oh, I forget. There's a really good, and it's a really good channel on naval ships on YouTube. It's not a gaming channel. It's a factual-based ship channel that produces some really good videos on it. They've recently been switching over to human voice. I don't like the automated voice. And he recently made an episode comparing the sort of British armored carriers versus American unarmored carriers. It's sort of, you know, oversimplifying the things, and talks about how post World War II, it's sort of they're not quite as armored as the British ones, but they're more armored than the American ones. Well, the Taiho very much is built as a very survivable carrier. More armored than most. It has blisters on the sides of it, of the ship sides below the water line, to be able to take a torpedo impact, hopefully, And not all torpedoes are the same, you have to realize. You have, like, the sort of at one extreme is the Japanese long lance torpedo. It's part of, as the name is, that it's fairly long, and it has one of the greatest operational lengths, meaning distances that can be shot, of any of the torpedoes. I think the greatest, but I'm not absolutely sure on that, during World War II. I don't know if it's carrying a particularly large warhead. I doubt it's a small one, but it's made for being at long standoff distances. And if you're looking at, again, how they anticipated battleships to operate in a line of battle, and they would operate very much sort of like that and sail, and they wanted to cross the enemy's T. Sorry, I'm getting into some of the weeds here. And so that once you're in that kind of formation, you're not going to be able to easily dodge torpedoes. So you sort of kind of know where the enemy's going to go. And so you can stand off there and shoot out here. So by the time these guys are traveling in this direction and your torpedoes come in there, you're going to intersect and hit something, hopefully. You have that on one end. Then you have on the other sort of end is a lot of, and it varies again here too, air launch torpedoes that you want light enough to be able to put on a fighter type. I mean, they're not fighters, but light single engine aircraft. You want them to still have speed and maneuverability while carrying a torpedo under them. They're, as needs be, they're going to be lighter torpedoes, shorter range, and generally a lighter warhead. So if you're looking at, for like the Taiho, you're looking at they're mainly thinking of is American torpedo bombers, relatively light hits. You want to have, instead of making a huge, thick piece of steel down the sides of the ship, you want to have an air pocket in which is floodable. And so if the torpedo hits it, it floods. And then what they had set up to do is simply to flood the other side, if need be, if you're only hit on one side, to rebalance out the ship and keep it going. The Japanese, for multiple reasons, including simply a rush to get the ships out operational, but also there isn't nearly the tradition of either designing the ships or training for damage control. The Taiho sinks mainly because when it's hit with some of its damage, someone smells gasoline fumes because they rupture one of the aviation fuel tanks on board, I believe is what they think happens, but somebody smells the fumes. So they turn on the air circulation vent to try to dissipate the fumes. Well, what it does is it ends up spreading the gasoline fumes over much more of the ship, and eventually probably an electrical circuit creates a spark and lights the ship up and takes it out. So that's because of lack of damage control, but they were really trying to design that ship to be able to take multiple hits from bombs, from torpedoes, again mostly focused on air attacks, and keep functioning. That is very much what they're looking at in doing with the Taiho. Very, very interesting case. The bulge in space attenuates the shockwave. Absolutely. So probably the best would be if you could have built a vacuum, and so that the shockwave into the vacuum would be the least. But air transmits it less than the water would, and so the shockwave deals with it. And yes, air, it can compress. So that kind of thing is very much set up with the Taiho. And the Taiho is a brilliant design. There's, I'm sure, problems with it. I don't know naval architecture enough to enumerate them. It was the reason it was sunk was twofold. One, the Japanese were being entirely overwhelmed by American air power and attacks and all of that kind of stuff, on the one hand, and on the other hand, just bad crew training. So yeah, the Taiho's an interesting case. There, we're going to move you, since you're fresh, out towards Hawaii. Okay, let's move. I don't know, are we blockading it all? You guys are going to hang out here. And we'll try some shore battery. Let's see. Okay, harm that a little bit. So we're pressing on them. We're going to get... What I'm thinking of is having these guys land and take this other port, and I'm hopefully thinking that it may cut them off from supply and starve them out. Now, I think we have a mildly good audience here, and the thing, and I'm going to probably ask this again during the stream, and you can chime in again if you want. The current plan is to play more Strategic Command on Thursdays and have me stream it. I have a couple of questions for you. One, and we're going to definitely continue obviously today, but do you want me to continue this series or start fresh? That's one question. And the other question, if we go to a new series, I would like to add, and I've looked a little bit, but I haven't really decided on anything, but I thought to get your feedback on what mods that are generally something historical, because I've seen some things that are like auto-generate a a fantasy world or something like that. I'm not looking at something, a complete, total revision mod, but historical mods. Is there any mods that you would like to see featured, looked at? And it may be because we're looking at a mod, it may end up being a single stream, play with that mod, check it out, see what it's like, see if it works, see how it works, or it may, if it's working well, end up being a longer series. I don't know. But do you want to see this series continue, this game continued next week, or start fresh? Also wanted to, and if fresh, what mods? Not sure. Okay. And this comes down to me as I'm not sure either. I think we're making some headway down here, definitely. Well, if you're not familiar with mods, you can check them out on the forum, of course. Matrix, Slytherin. Quite honestly, I forget which one, whether Strategic Command is in the Matrix forum or the Slytherin forum. So yeah, but anybody can look at that, and you can look at that during this stream and let me know, or some other time you can let me know. What is our current? Okay, 140. If we were to reinforce to the max, 22. Okay, we'll do that. Now, down here, you've already operated, you're done. Okay, we need to make sure we look at our naval operations before I forget. You come back to port. Don't know if you're going to be able to... I want you to patrol down this line, looking for submarines. Well, not there. That's for sure. I know there's one mod, and part of what, quite honestly, I want to look at, examine, is how well the AI may or may not handle a mod. One of the mods is, I think, called Task Force, and what it allows you to do is to combine, and I really haven't looked at it deeply yet at all, combine naval units so that you create one sort of chip out of it. Basically allows stacking of naval units of some sort. Thought about that. I know there's one person is attempting. I don't think it's ready yet. Now it's been a few weeks since I've looked, but create a map mod that gives the war in Europe scale map, but globally. So it's a more detailed map to play on. For those of you who don't know, IKB, or the new IKB, I don't know if you know who the original IKB is, but the new IKB here on the chat forum is a bit of a railroad expert and thing, so just if you're interested in things railway, he's rather well informed on the subject. Yeah, more detailed map would be nice, mod, but I don't know that that is ready for play at all. I think the Task Force mod may be, but I'm not sure on that. And so I'm definitely looking for, zoom out one level. Okay, that's what I want to do. Looking for suggestions on that front. See if we can dash out away from the convoy lines for a turn or so without bumping into. We've had some bad accidents on some of that, or bad luck, or whatever. And you, actually, we're going to put you onto there. Okay, so we're trying to cut off supplies. They're shifting down to there. Hello, I guess that, I'm going to guess that's Pliskin, as in Snake Pliskin. Looks very, very boring. Well, it's definitely a slow game. I'm sorry if I'm presenting it in a way that seems boring. I guess you would probably like Order of Battle or Panzer Corps or something much more. They're much faster paced games. Idaho was sunk by the USS Albacore sub during the Battle of the Philippines Sea in June 1944. Thanks, Paul Winter. Looks very unappealing, to be honest. The whole HUD. Well, it is definitely harkening back to the old board games of like Third Reich. Because the British lose, what, one carrier, I think, to torpedoes. The US loses one carrier again. I'm pretty sure that one was being towed back to Pearl Harbor or somewhere when it's torpedoed. I can't remember all the details. Very good. Glad to hear that someone's getting the game and liking it. And I perfectly happy with people's feedbacks on what they think of a game, because every game has to fit what you want to do, and not every game can. So I'm not displeased with your feedback. I want to hear it. The command stream, then you'll be command. I just call it command because it's command management. Air and Naval Organization or something, CAM, but I just sort of call it command. Command, I have not played it. I have watched some of it, including the Desert Storm standalone game, which looks very nice. It is a very slow-moving game. It looks like it would be fun, but it's very slow, very detail-oriented. I think done very well. I think it's a very good simulation. And see, this is where you're moving away with that from a game towards a simulation. And simulations are going to be very detailed. My cousin, who was in the military for a number of years, for a while was assigned to help train in the U.S., but help train with foreign militaries. And one of the things that he was dealing with was actually an operation run by the U.S. Navy. He was in the Army. And they were dealing with a sea and shore-based, and the command is sort of reminding me this, situation. And so you had the guys operating on land, and you had the guys that's out at sea, and they were in two rooms across the hall from each other. This was just officers playing war games, but in a very simulation style. But if an officer wanted to go from, say, the carrier group to the land group, he would leave the room, go sit on a bench for like 20 or 25 minutes, And once that 25 minutes is up, he'd get off the bench and walk across the hall and into the other room to simulate the helicopter flight from the carriers or the naval operation to the shore operation, to be able to talk in person and actually look at the map that they were playing with on the, you know, the land-based situation. And to get back to the carrier group, he had to do the similar thing to go back across. So simulations can be a bit more tedious. Fine line between simulations and a game, exactly, yes. So you have that kind of thing, and this is more of a game than a simulation, but Command is definitely that. Okay, now let's take a look. I want to look at production here. I would prefer it called production than purchase, but again, that's just a minor thing. We have 375. Well, I want more fighters, but more mechanized. Yeah, we'll do that. Italy, no, I don't think we can afford anything. Japan, we're having economic problems doing list. Grand strategies and acquired taste. Okay, cancel this at the moment. Is an acquired taste what I dislike, since I considered it too complex and very much. Younger days, the guy's grown into a mighty fine hobby. I became sort of a digital armchair general. Type of war games is just another flavor you learn to enjoy. Yeah, and because of my age and growing up with cardboard counters that looked very much like these moving around, hex maps very much like this, this is familiar to me and just instinctually good. And it's something that does take a bit of time to learn, knowing that 4X's is an army and 3X's is a corps. And they also handily shade the center counterpart white and gray to quickly also identify that here. And I know that this is infantry, this is armor, these are air units. G for garrison is pretty simplistic. And you have just the straight line across for cavalry and similar sorts of things. For me, it's a natural read. People not experienced with this may come in with it's not being natural and a learned thing, and would prefer, which I'm not going to turn it on because it take restarting, but they do have a version that the same game that has an infantry guy standing here and a tank for a tank and an aircraft sitting for an aircraft unit and similar such things. If that makes it more accessible to you as a player, you should play it. Because for me, this is very much a natural. So I continue this way, and I hope it's understandable. Okay, I think we are ready to give the AI its turn. Yes, we're going to end this turn for better or for worse, remembering or forgetting to do things. Okay, Brunei surrenders. Japan plunders 14 MPP. Partisan activity in China is going to hurt there a little bit. Okay. Maybe we ought to back the garrison unit up some. Okay. Submarine. Okay. I-17 hit by rough seas. Okay, we're collecting our MPP. I'm going to read Paul Winter's long comment here in a minute. Yes, we do know about... Hi. Shukolokos, the recent political controversy over Brunei is fairly big in the news here in the US. Okay, they went this way. Damn, I was hoping they wouldn't be able to escape. Okay, there's that American sub. The destroyer figured was going to get away. Good, they were only able to reinforce back up to 4 for the garrison on Cyprus. We're making headway. Oh, good. You're giving more details on the tile. I'm just reading it right now. Very good. Thanks for the additional information. I'm working from memory here, and I don't have the greatest one of those. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Submarine's going after. We're going to see if we can kill it with air power. We're going to move the carriers out of the rain and see if we can kill those with air power. And we're going to see if we can hunt that carrier, see how far it got away from us. Ooh, you're bombing my destroyers. Or trying to. Interceptors, good, good, good that we reinforce some of those. Escorts, yes, of course. And even the anti-aircraft on the tanks helped out. I would like to get reports of damage levels of the enemy during that operation, during their turn, but again, that's minor things. You're on the right track. Very good there, Arno. Very good. Ouch. Good, retreat back. I'd rather have you survive. Okay, good. You're doing alright. Yeah, you're garrisoning Rostov. Nice. Good. We're actually making reasonably good headway in this thing. Ah, horse on horse action. Yes, giant air fuel bomb. Boom. Okay. Damaging my armor a little more than I like. Ouch. Just in your mind. Or no, just in your mind. Oh, very good. Sorry about that. Okay. They're pushing, trying to hold Moscow. Okay, come after my Hungarians. You're going to get stomped on. Unfortunately, the rockets weren't able to fire, but still. Okay, yeah, not as good as I was hoping. That was alright. They withdrew. They might start having supply problems down here. Ouch, little one, but still an ouch. Uh-oh, tanks, 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 run away, run away. Oh good, interceptors. Oh, damn, shattered the armor. Oh, bloody. Okay, well, we lost an Italian army unit, boys. That was bad. That was bad. It's thinking. Transport, move. Planning. Okay, they're reinforcing. See down here, if those of you aren't familiar. Okay, African Americans launch a double V campaign for victory over fascism and against discrimination. Very good. The Littorio tanks destroyed, and we've damaged their UK to Iraq convoys, and right, okay, we spotted core back there, and okay, I'm going to cancel any deployments right now. There's one thing that wants you to prompt you to deploy units. Oh hell, we got rain here. That sucks. Okay, because I wanted to cancel that. It wants to do it first, but you just come up and close this and it'll pop up again. Because I want to make sure that I get these guys deployed as far forward as I can. Here, I wanted to get those guys moved. And I think we can, yes. Deploy these guys. There we go. Now we've reinforced our garrison down here. That is very good. I'm going to save this just in case I make some really stupid mistake.